Hi Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Carrot 144, very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their sun, moon, and rising sign in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Unlimited to anyone who should find this message or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a 3-card spread of love, money, and you. And then we'll get major arcana, and then we'll get a card from the end of the world as we know it deck, created by me, that has the lunar moon phases and zodiac signs. Everything has been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and begin. We'll get your first card here for love for Pisces. First card for love for Pisces. First card for love for Pisces. Okay, so I get this not pertaining. It's going to be relevant to what's happening in the love department here for you. But that being important there, where I get it being self-love. A lot of you being high priestess and being completely batty. Very psychic and intuitive. This is also going to be, notice how that didn't even want to make it in the video. This is a tower also here too that's incoming. This is your show. This will be important here for you as far as this being your reading and any outside unwanted energies. You being protected always by the universe, but the honing in or the disrespect of your space, of your shine, of who it is that you are and what it is that you have to offer to the world, no longer being intercepted or blocked, and the attempts of that now being seen by those who attempted to do so. The High Priestess will be a card of 2. Taurus energy could be significant, along with Aquarius and also Gemini. I feel that you all have these particular energies and zodiac signs from within your chart, and that being why it is that you're a complete baddie here. The High Priestess is also counterpart energy to the Hierophant, and that's speaking to contractual energy, loyalty, commitment, spirituality, being a great leader and teacher. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets, holding the Torah, having the abilities and being connected divinely to receive divine message, being a divine conduit. Also, a very balanced individual. With being the keeper of secrets, there's great discernment, knowing but not knowing, and in that knowing when it's time to speak and when it's not time to speak. And then also, the moon energy will be significant here. Cancerian energy coming through very strongly. The black and white pillars may also be significant. And I get that being a part of the conduit energy, being able to be a light in both the dark and the light. So that light being more expansive also. And then there's a cross in the heart chakra space, or I should say in and on the heart chakra space, where I get that being about that divinity and that strong connect. The moon at the crown will speak to that psychic ability, but then also intuitiveness, and then being completely elevated, mastery in the elevated department, like higher realm type energy here, and being seen, recognized, loved, and appreciated for this, where this will be considered a part of crown energy. The High Priestess is also mastery when it comes to the magician and utilizing all 4 elements, which will be connected to the pentacle, the cup, the sword, and the wand. and knowing how to use these to be able to create, be in one's power, and manifest beautifully. The High Priestess is also very attractive, sexually attractive. The magnetism wanting to come through, and that will lead into the Empress energy, which will be the next card after the High Priestess. And very knowledgeable, superiorly wise, and forever glorious is also what I get here too. So this being beautiful energy for a lot of you who resonate with this. The pomegranates could be significant. You could be a lover of fruits or somehow incorporating more fruits into your regimen. And then that will be a veil energy. The blue will be the energy of Pisces and then also Aquarius. And these pillars aren't even white. This pillar, I should say, this will be black and this will be gray. Gray is the energy for Capricorn, but it's also polarity. Capricorn is polarity to the white energy coming from Cancer, and this being Cancerian energy that's present. So I do get that being significant with Capricorn and Cancer. Take what resonates for that. I did get that sense. I'm actually seeing that I actually channeled that gray here. And I was picking that up while I was getting this together, Capricorn and Cancer. So that could be significant for you. This is beautiful. I don't even want to look at these cards. But we'll go ahead. So this is how they want it to form. I feel this is in the, I'm not even going to say that. We'll just go ahead and take a look. So you have the Tower. It's in reverse. The way that it's showing these two characters here, that might be significant. Where you can see them falling, but with this reversal energy, it's almost like they're falling to God and having to answer to a higher power. And that being, that's speaking to the impact of this tower. Towers are about false foundations, anything built on false beliefs, perspectives, bullshit being brought down by the universe. And here's the lightning bolt. I get a significance with this here, this energy here. That almost looks like an M with an arrow. I do get a targeting energy, and it's reminding me of the Lover's card from the Egyptian Tarot deck. That's been coming through quite profusely over the last, I don't know how long. I'm almost tired of that card. It's not a very good energy, and it'll show a third-party situation with someone being targeted and it being illuminated also too. And it does contain a male energy and two females on each side of that male. One speaking more to a past energy that would be a karmic, and then the future feminine energy, which I did get more of divinity, and that be connected also to the feminine being connected to the heart chakra. They were wearing green. Not wanting to be said for some reason, but I do get that instance of this lightning bolt pertaining to that. And almost like a broken arrow here too, like negative intent that was sent to try to harm or target someone being foiled. And then this being karma for the person that delivered that, and that person falling right into that broken arrow that they delivered or tried to deliver to someone to create a tower. Maybe that's why I'm getting this here. This is more of a tower that's incoming for these individuals after they may have caused or tried to cause towers for a targeted person. Maybe this person, being in a beautiful setting of peace, and these individuals wanting to cause ruckus, destruction, hell energy, where they're living in the hell that they've created or what they have been raised with. I'm also getting that too, and that being a part of some programming and being awakened. This will be not only karma, but awakenings here too. The sun is setting, I should mention that. This will be a card of 16. Comes together, and it's after the double card too. Comes together to create a 7. 7 being a call to balance. So I get this being about imbalance and now things being rendered. And then on this side here, we have a crown that's busted. So I do get this being about a masculine energy who's very egotistical. I'm also getting controlling, abusing the power that they've been given with the crown that they did not deserve, and that being why we have this here, as if it's being taken away. It's also being heated with this fire, and it's going to be very hot with the material that crowns are made of. So I do get this being about someone being in the hot seat. Take what resonates for that. And then strong Scorpio energy will also be associated with this here too. And then I do see and notice that this tower is gray. And here's that pillar. Fucking with angels is not a good idea. It's also what I'm hearing. Just not. And then the tower energy, like these cards, like the titles for these cards are also in gray. So I just get this being like a disturbance of God's work. And in disturbing God's work, there is a price to pay. Let's see what we have next. Magician reverse. So this will be juju, dark magic, negative intent, wanting to block manifestations, blocks going boom. And I did have a reading for you, I believe last year or somewhere around there, maybe even further back, of a reading for you that was titled All Blocks Go Boom. So that coming into fruition, where I feel this is also about evidence of a lot of you probably being discounted as a high priestess, and that being why the high priestess is here in the love section, where that recognition that I did mention is once again coming through here, and you are being seen for your truth. This will be altruistic energy and authenticity as well, and that will apply for the Hierophant as well. This will be the energy of one. This is in reverse, so this will not be relevant to the energy connected to the High Priestess. That being why we have this as a separate pile here too, away from the High Priestess. Gemini energy, and then also Aries. This will be an Emperor in reverse, where the red, I'm getting like details and evidence just coming through in masses connected to deceptive and hurtful behaviors towards innocent people. So this red will just speak to the masculine energy, and that being about being sloppy when it comes to doing things and leaving behind evidence, which means that you shouldn't even do anything wrong in the first place, because it always comes to light. And so then I see also too the flowers in reverse. I just did a reading for Aquarius, where that wanted to come through connected to the Justice card from the Cosmic Tarot deck that I used for that reading, that had a reversal rose as a part of the Justice card. That was relevant to a twin flame connection, yin and yang energy, and then also in the scales of balance. So that 7 energy, imbalanced energy, is also going to be related to the message that I'm getting here. Could be relevant for you, that Aquarius energy, where you may have, and I did mention that with the 2 here, that also presents itself as an 11, where you may have Aquarius in your chart significantly. So that will be more evidence there. The flowers that are here, that will almost be like upright flowers that we see with this reversal. You see that wand going towards these flowers as if to destroy any kind of beauty that's related to an innocent person. And this being why this tower is also here too for this particular person. Where I get this feminine here, maybe connect. It could be a feminine energy. It could be a masculine energy with strong feminine energy. Take what resonates for that too. But someone that got themselves involved with this energy here, and it's bad news. And then all of the elemental energies here are in reverse with this reversal card. So I get that being a part of that dark magic, bad juju, utilizing the tools that they have in order to do harm towards others. when in all actuality, it's just someone harming themselves, because what we do comes back to us. And that's why we have this tower here. I feel this tower energy, the message that wanted to come through, even with it being in reverse, I see it being this energy. Creating your own tower is going to be applicable for this energy here, and that just being a receipt of what's coming through here. So manifesting, and then here's the karma symbol right here. Whether this is upright or reverse, as above, so is below. What we put out there is what we get back. Period. So we have the Ace of Cup reverse, the Wand reverse. The Ace of Cup reverse is attempting to stop love, attempting to stop money, attempting to stop someone's creativity, and attempting to stop someone's clarity. But the sword, the Ace of Sword, the sword of truth is the sword of truth. Truth is the truth. I also noticed too the way that this, the wand and the sword are giving message. Even though they're in reverse, they're still laying a certain way where they're going to be relevant for what they truly stand for, and not being able to be used with negative intent. None of this is. I feel that the cup and the pentacle, this energy was able to affect these two elements a little bit more than the sword and the wand. So take what resonates for that. And then there's two different flowers here. So then that will also give me that energy that came through with the star card reversed, which is a card of Aquarius, and that being about wishes, dreams, desires, destiny. And the 88 energy connected to that with the Justice card from that reading being an 8. And then the Star card being a 17 that creates an 8. And the Star card had a lotus that was in reverse. The lotus is a very special flower. It blossoms coming from the mud. And as it blossoms and it stands and it's all on its own, it's able to... it's so strong that the mud just slides off of it, regardless of anything that tries to come against it. And then this yellow energy will be significant. I get that being more about illumination. Illumination connected to the reversal cup and the pentacle. And then strong Gemini, but most definitely I do get an Emperor reversed with this reverse magician. Scorpio energy, even more with the reversals, and we do have Scorpio energy with this tower. This is also wanting to come through possibly in the money section, and we do have that being relevant here with the pentacle. Let's see what the next card is. And here's the Emperor. So I get this being about more for show, a narcissistic person who's been hiding behind this Emperor upright status, with the 4 energy being here, that being Cancerian energy. Feet of steel is also what I'm getting. That could be significant also here too. Aries energy, and then the staff that's being held. Like I'm seeing the hands being like yellow. That could be significant too. I just get it being more pertaining to the evidence related to the dark magic and the juju when it comes to the Ace of Cup reverse and the Pentacle reversed. Ace of Pentacle reverse. And the Saturn aura just began. I just got a notification for that. That could be relevant as well. Saturn being the energy of karma. It's also the planet of justice. So that'll be relevant pertaining to that reversal justice card energy that wanted to come through. That's a part of the Aquarius reading. 4s are also about balance and stability and security. So that could be significant too. But I get this being about someone who has been hiding behind their lies and now they're being uncovered and discovered. Being very cold and calculating is also what I'm getting. And then the red energy is going to be more evidence of what they're wearing. And this being masculine energy. A masculine person. Where they may have even tried to frame a high priestess. Okay, and then let's see. The Emperor will be counterpart to the Empress. But I'm not getting there being any kind of connection or relation to an actual true Empress. This person being very arrogant. Also wanting to be single where they may be in a relationship. And they're not of integrity is also what I'm getting. Let's see what's behind here. Yeah. Six of Swords. Moving away from this. This is choppy waters. So this will be the energy of someone taking this. I get this being the High Priestess. You may have a child if you're the High Priestess. Being taken away here towards calmer waters by a bodyguard energy. This is my bodyguard card. I love this card because it's a sense of hope and providing comforts and relief away from a very nasty energy here. That was very harmful and very hurtful. The colors will be distinct here with the orange. And I did kind of notice that here. So this possibly, well, this is an air card. I get this airy energy coming from this masculine here surrounding this emperor, where this emperor may have this particular person in their mindset because of the energy that's surrounding them. So this being a protector also here too. A protector of this High Priestess, where a lot of this energy will be you as the High Priestess. Take what resonates. You could be this person. If you're a spy, you might actually be this person here, because I do get this person also being a spy. So then we have with the Six of Swords again, moving away from very wavy water. That could be significant also too, wavy. And then that's also going to be known as choppy waters towards more calmer waters. Four Swords of healing. And then this Two of Swords is a part of the Six of Swords. I do get this being about no longer not seeing the truth. And this being the evidence of the truth. Being able to take this with and transmuting that energy to combine all of this to move away from what does not serve and what has been hurtful and harmful and painful. And then Swords energy will be air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So being moved away from this. And I'll go ahead and I'll leave this here. I do believe this may be a part of a twin flame energy. This could be the Hierophant energy, who's a very humble person and they don't need to show off. This is also going to speak to this particular energy here of that fake energy and wanting to show off as an emperor when they're really this, hiding behind this. So being this in the day, doing this behind closed doors. But it's still being seen and felt also too with the surrounding energy, and that being about a knowing, and why we have the action of this person now helping a High Priestess to move away. Six energy will also be Virgo energy. I'm also getting a Hermit energy. Virgo being about receipts, order. Connected to Saturn, that's going to be mega order, is also what I'm getting. And then the gray energy will be significant. And I get that being relevant to the pillar here, connected to the High Priestess. I also see this or helping to move this raft here in a resemblance of the black and the darkness. So transmuting that once again. This is a lot of great transmutation where I'm just going, it's taking me back to the reversal justice card and the reversal star card of the 88. That was in the Aquarius reading. I did pick up Hydra and the 88 constellations connected to that. So that could be relevant too. Just speaking to a great amount of galactic power, cosmic energy, and being supported by the universe. Some of you may be moving near water. I'm getting beach energy. Or somewhere where it's just really quiet and peaceful and serene. The water being very healing. So I was going to put this here, but with that connect to the gray, that gives me this energy of this wanting to be here. We can go ahead and remove these. All right, let's get your money card. So moving on to better, you have better. And loving yourself, it's communicating to the universe that, you know, you rightfully deserve to be in the best settings. You deserve the best and nothing less. Let's get your money for Pisces. And I might have to turn on the light here. I'm going to have to. Money card for Pisces. We have the Knight of Swords. Or I just get attacking. Brash behavior. Actions towards your money to try to affect you. And that did come through with that reversal magician. The airy energy being connected to this person with the Gemini energy will speak to this. And the way that the arm is extended with this particular tool, the wand, right here in the hands of this person, and then they're wearing red again. I'm not speaking volumes to that. And then here's the feet of steel. Given that we have that emperor and that fake energy coming through, I do get this being about the immaturity of a particular person, where they have yet to grow up and pretend to be this emperor when this is who they truly are. So being seen for their truth. And that being a reflective event here, I feel, in coming towards a high priestess. And that being a part of the karma and the backfire that's happening for this person. And who it is that they have connected themselves to here in the tower. Who may have also pretended to be the high priestess with the blue. I'm now picking that up here too. The crown also being different. Not even being given that beautiful crown of divinity that wanted to be channeled here with the moon being present there at the crown chakra. So false representation, like attracts like. It's just all coming through here for this person too. And this being a part of their behavior as well with the Knight of Swords. A break in the clouds is also going to speak to this illumination of this particular action and behavior. And this person also being very stuck in the past. Moving backwards also too, not even moving forward. They don't know how is also what I'm hearing. As much as they have attained the status, which I do get it being also attained very manipulatively, in the same way that they have been able to utilize this here. And that possibly being a part of what's here with the evidence in their hands. I did also have an Aries reading with someone being caught red-handed. The red being very important here for this person. So this being a part of the money. We will go ahead and see what's at the bottom of the deck here too. Again, Swords energy will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This may even be an attempt to try to stop the action of moving away from this particular person. It's the control methods, the egotistical ways of trying to control a particular situation, a particular person, because they're not happy with themselves and want to try to take away the happiness of those who are actually happy. Night energy will also be a part of Chariot, that being pretty much a null energy when it comes to traditional sense of tarot in reference to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. 2 trees here, I do see this. That could be significant. That was relevant for the reverse star card. That was also related to a reverse 9 of Pentacles and wanting to have someone at a loss materially and without stability or security. At the bottom of the deck, King of Cups reversed. So this is more of that manipulative person also too. And then here's the yellow from the Magician. Cape of accomplishment. That's what this is. They've accomplished. And kings are a part of the Emperor energy. They have accomplished this Cape of accomplishment with that manipulative energy that was picked up on. Being forced to face what it is that they've done, where they have possibly not wanted to see. Very reactive, and then choosing not to see what it is that they've done, but they can't get around it. And that's where I'm also getting this energy of that surrounding energy coming from this. I do get this being an Emperor, but this also being the Hierophant energy. And then you see the King of Cups taking a toe and dipping it in the water. That's very similar to the Star card where I got that pretender or wannabe energy. And then Cups will be your energy, and then also Scorpio, Cancer, and a Fucus. More evidence in the hands here with the manipulation and the tool of a reverse magician who's pretending to be a king, an emperor, but they're showing up here with their truth being relayed in both love and in money towards a high priestess. And this will attest to this actual abrasiveness coming from a manipulative energy who withholds emotion, and a lot of it, a great suppression of energy coming from this person, where that projection energy comes out in a disrespectful manner towards others. Innocent others is also what I'm hearing. And then the 2 cards here will be resemblant of the Gemini energy for this person here too. And I do get this being about a reveal connected to the Moon card reversed with a Scorpionic energy. And we did have that come through when it comes to this particular person. I'm hearing also too incapable of loving because they've been so damaged. Let's get your U card for Pisces. And the fact that this is in your money will speak to the deceptiveness of trying to affect your finances. U card for Pisces. U card for Pisces. Notice it's getting darker too. And of course the sun is setting, but the time of this, when it comes to this particular energy and what came through with that darkness connected to this person, and the pillar energy will be significant. You card for Pisces. You card for Pisces. You card for Pisces. I'm hearing you already have a U card, and it's going to be the High Priestess. Let me plug this in. And it also being seen and made evident of what's clear here. And then with this deck being placed in the position of where I would normally put the U card, I do get there being a story connected to a lot of you as this High Priestess, and that being connected to the Torah that you have as the Keeper of Secrets, and what's behind the veil, and the knowing of the truth. Six energy is also unconditional love, so that could be significant. And then we do have the energy of 8. The combination of these two cards creates that 8 that came from the Justice card and the Star card from the Aquarius reading. And then also Karma, also Scorpio. So this will be upright energy of Scorpio that's very beautiful, that's very loving, that utilizes the scorpionic energy in a beautiful and a very unique and majestic way that has a lot of love to. I just get a lot of love being connected to it, and it being that higher realm, higher spiritual, like the greater spirituality versus the dark. And then I'm just hearing what goes around comes around. It will also be about the Magician energy and being wonderful manifestors, with that Magician card coming right before the High Priestess and having mastery of this. So I do get that too. All right, let's get your major arcana. 8 of Wands and the Arrows of Love is also wanting to come through. And then I did get with the 6 swords here connected to this sword here that's coming, almost like you can see it coming towards to try to stop or prevent. 7 of Swords will be relevant for this particular energy, but I feel it's about more of the illumination of the deceptiveness and the harmfulness that has come from a very manipulative person who may just be very lost, confused, mentally disturbed, and a complete hater towards happiness, and those who have wonderful abilities to try to stop the shine, and in doing so maybe feeling that if they do that they'll be seen for, you know, the shine when they have gained it deceptively. So there really being no shine at all for this person. Here's the Ace of Cups in their hand, so that's evidence right there. And then I get this being that wand, but it being yellow. It's also here as an Ankh here too, so that being disrespectful to ancient Egypt. I'm also getting disrespectful towards Egyptian prospect or anything related to that. Could be that this was a part of past lifetime type situations here. I'm not speaking to that also too, but the what's being held in the hands here. to try to control, but then it just backfiring and being displayed as the evidence. Where I did mention that sword always being about truth and utilizing it with lies, it's still going to relay truth, not being evidence for this person. Let's get your major arcana for Pisces. Pisces. And usually, you know, when someone goes to great lengths like this, that just speaks to the magnetic energy, like really how magnetizing and effective and a beautiful way that you as a Pisces person shine and help others. Great healing energy is also significant here for you, and the Hierophant energy. Hermit energy also too, but this is a disrespect towards women. Major arcana for Pisces. Major arcana for Pisces. Yes, I'm doing a reading. What? Major arcana for Pisces. I get also too trying to taint the character of a divine person. That might be the title, or part of the title. It's important to be vocal about the good you see in others. Alright, so we have the Death card. And that landed right on this person, where I've been getting this energy about someone wanting to come off as a fearful person. This will be more about the end of what it is that they've been doing, and that being about the backfire. So as much as they wanted to try to scare someone, to taunt someone constantly and consistently for a very lengthy amount of time, this now being over, with this person coming to light with their behaviors and deceptive tactics and antics and shenanigans. This will also be Scorpio energy. And that I just get that being a part of the facade, wanting to come off as a Scorpio when they're not really a Scorpio. And then the 4 energy will be more evidence, with this card being a card of 13. And the truth of this person coming through even more. The 13 creating a 4. And I get this being also about the intent of putting ending to an Empress, with the Empress card being a card of 3, trying to prevent the movement of this High Priestess being in Empress status, but they're not able to. And that'll speak to what's here. This will be transformation, death, and rebirth. And I'm seeing too, there's not even a sun in here, so the rebirth energy may not even hold. I feel if it does hold, it's going to be more about the illumination of this person and the healing that is being called for this person here too. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot. who was more concerned about winning, and that actually being not the energy of this card. So this person also not being very knowledgeable, possibly being jealous of that when it comes to the High Priestess. And then the Sphinx energy will speak to that ancient Egypt energy that came through with the evidence of the Ankh being held here, connected to the yellow energy. That was more evidence of the reversal magician and that Ace of Cups that's being held in the hands of the King of Cups. There's also being possibly that feminine energy supported by the male energy that's here, and this being more illumination of this also here too. The fakeness I'm getting as well with the Hierophant of the 5, that actually being a transformative energy and a low vibration, even though this is major arcana, pretending, it being false pretense here, and that's why we have the Tower here too. And then the 2 being the High Priestess energy that they wanted to pretend to be. They're wearing purple. So I get it also too being about getting it all wrong. Sagittarius energy will be significant here too. And the fact that they're wearing blue here, I get this being about the behind closed doors and being discovered for what it is that their real true intent was. The red here on their feet will speak to the association connected to this person, this male energy, where the feet energy did come through with the steel. And the word steel, feet of steel, steel, stealing. Duh. Okay, and then gold and silver, so that could be connected to treasure, stealing of finances, something related to a car also here too. And them sitting right under the sun of illumination. So here's that sun that goes with that death card and illuminating. So it could even be the faultiness of a female energy and being in cahoots with this male energy and just completely slipping up and messing up and just leaving all kinds of evidence behind. Which is why you don't do stuff like this in the first place. And then I do see them sitting in that Ace of Cups that's connected to this male energy here. But it being built on false foundation and not coming down. And that'll even speak to what's here. You see it just like this here. It looks just alike, and these are 2 different decks. And an even bigger one here. So a fake 2 of Cups is also what I'm getting here. Where the green energy we see here is more in the root chakra energy. And I did see green on the feet here. It's just evidence upon evidence leading back to where it actually belongs, and that being the karma. The 7 is also going to speak to the imbalance that was coming through here and the betrayal of wanting to be balanced, but it actually being this Tower. Sitting way too high. And that'll also apply to this Tower card here too. Right before the 7, right before the 8 will be the 7. The next step being the 8. You have the 8 here. So that'll also speak to the end of particular situations here and karma. This is that null energy that I also picked up with the night energy and that association as well. Where traditionally the chariot is not about movement, it's about not moving, analyzing, strategizing, manipulating, and plotting. And I just heard a honk, so that'll confirm that. Oh, and look what happened. And look there. Here I'm getting 2 peas in a pod. This did come through in the Aquarius reading, but I got a completely different message connected to this. Here, with the matching energies, it will speak to the false, and look at what's peaking, the sun. The false energies of 2 people here. Just like that. So we'll leave that like that. That wanted to happen. Thank you, Spirit. And I don't even need to speak on this because they've been spoken about enough here. And I feel that'll also speak to why those cards initially came out separately, to speak to what's being moved away from. Because this energy is completely separate. It's all in your finances here too, so that'll be more evidence too of all the shenanigans pertaining to these people and why this tower is here to put an end to what's been happening towards you and your finances, your success, and not just being about finances, but your success and your creative endeavors. A lot of you being high priestess, you may be tarot readers too. That'll be significant as well. Let's get a final card here for you for Pisces. Yeah, my kids are grown, so I was hearing something that needed to be said, and whoever's listening and resonates with that will know. Pisces. Pisces. Jesus. I'm getting that J pertaining to that gray. Jesus covering all of that. So with the gray association and wanting to perpetrate that as a complete injustice. Pisces. I think I did an all blocks go boom too. This was like a really big boom that's completing and ending. Like, let's not forget what we have here. Connected to security and stability, and an Empress who's also the High Priestess. That's speaking to the powerhouse energy of a divine feminine. Pisces. One card for Pisces. And I'm just getting the word evidence. Pointing, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is reverse Sagittarius. This is the backfire. This will speak to that Lover's card in reverse that I spoke on, coming from the Egyptian tarot deck. And that's just going to relate to the disrespect of the ancient Egyptian ways, past life, ancestry, gifts, all of that. Huge backfire here for this feminine energy. Justice, with this being in reverse as a 9, that comes through as an 11, related to what we have here in that false portrayal with the 11 here. That's attempting to create a false 7 is what I'm hearing. But this is just more evidence upon evidence. And that has come through as a Sagittarius energy, and the purple will be more evidence. Sagittarius color is purple. A fucus may also be applicable as well. The life, not the life,